Family Guy loves dropping rappers into Quahog like surprise toppings. Lately, the chatter's all Diddy and Eminem. Diddy is the running gag you can't unsee.
I hate him! His mouth is always open like P. Diddy.
M is the blink and you'll miss it flex. Here's a fun deep dive into the hip-hop cameos that crashed Quahog, roasted pop culture, and left Peter feeling even more out of breath than usual. It's Family Guy after all. No one gets out unroasted, including the legends dropping in for the gag. Fast laughs, easy references, lots of wait, did that just happen? Vibes. Lois C.K. Sir Mix-a-Lot, Season 23, Episode 4. Lois dips a toe into stand-up and discovers she's scarily good at converting years of Peter's household chaos into tight, crowd-killing bits. Quahog suddenly has a new comic, and her heckler sleeps in the same bed. The episode keeps a snappy club rhythm. Premise, tag, cutaway, repeat.
Most couples have an active sex life. PETA has an Activia sex life.
Like drum fills between punchlines. Then the capper hits. Out of nowhere, Sir Mix-a-Lot materializes with Lady Kneecaps. A shamelessly joyful riff on Baby Got Back that treats patellas like pop royalty. Brass hits, bass thumps, and every orthopedic surgeon in America briefly becomes a hype man. What sells it is how straight the show plays the absurdity. No wink from Lois, no elbow jab from Peter, just a fully committed music video style button, lights, camera, cartilage. It's exactly the kind of gag Family Guy was built for. Take a familiar cultural pillar, tilt it 45 degrees, and act like that's always how it stood. Of course, the series that once paused for Conway Twitty would greenlight a hymn to knees. The cameo also works as a tonal collision. Lois's stand-up is grounded in recognizable spousal warfare. Affection filtered through roast.
Baby Got Back remix about knee.
I like thick knees when they've been real high. Some brothers wanna love that die.
Mix's cameo is pure cartoon nonsense. A celebrity comment blazing through the atmosphere, dropping a rhyme grenade, gone before the smoke clears. That friction is the show's DNA. Domestic chaos detonated by pop culture dynamite. There's a sly meta joke humming underneath too. Lois is mining her life for material. The show mines the culture for icons to remix. Both are doing stand-up in a way. One's at a mic, the other's in your living room. When Mix celebrates Kneecaps with the sincerity usually reserved for power ballads, it's not only funny, it's a reminder that Family Guy's best punches land because someone commits to the bit like it's the national anthem. By the time the beat fades, you're left grinning at how inevitable it felt. Of course they did a knee banger. Of course it slapped. And of course Peter will claim he inspired it by falling down the stairs. Epilogue: Quahog applauds, knees bend, punchlines land, everyone limps. The unkindest cut: Pitbull, Season 16, Episode 19. Quagmire's having the kind of week that makes you reconsider gravity, scissors, and friendship.
Oh my god, Quagmire lost his penis!
The A-plot squeezes every wince laugh it can from his very personal catastrophe, while the B-plot ships Brian and Stewie off to Florida to track down Mort for a reward. Florida plus Family Guy is already a cocktail with an umbrella and 3 warning labels. Add Pitbull, and the glass starts playing its own reggaeton beat. Enter Mr. Worldwide himself, materializing like a push notification for nightlife. He doesn't monologue, he navigates, dispensing location intel with the casual confidence of a guy who knows the VIP entrance to every place that has ever invented a dress code. Voiced here by Ignacio Cerricio, the cameo keeps a cartoon snap. In, joke lands, out. No filler, just fizz. It's the show's favorite party trick, celebrity GPS. Drop in a star, grab the clue, peel out before the tires stop squealing. What makes it sing is how the scene borrows Pitbull's brand physics. High energy, omnipresence, eternally ready for a toast. He's less a person than a verb.
Adios, goodbye, amigo friends. I gotta go get paid to scream, make some noise in Vegas.
The rhythm mirrors pop radio. Short hook, earworm beat, onto the next track. Brian plays it skeptical, Stewie plays it starstruck, and together they vibe like two guys trying to pretend they weren't about to ask for a selfie. Crucially, the joke isn't Pitbull is ridiculous, it's Pitbull is everywhere. which in 2018 felt like a meteorological fact. Sunrise in Quahog? Somewhere someone yelled, "Dale!" and a confetti cannon went off by itself. The show gives him the affectionate roast it reserves for icons whose public personas arrive 10 minutes before they do. He's a human pin drop. Touch the map. He appears with directions and a grin. As a plot device, he's WD-40, loosens the screws so the story keeps moving. As a gag, he's sparkling water with a lime wedge, bubbly, fast, oddly refreshing. By the time Brian and Stewie are back on the road, the beat's already fading, but you can still hear the chorus in your head. Mission advanced. Joke delivered. Mr. Worldwide vanishes into the night to attend 6 more parties before breakfast. Are You There, God? It's Me, Peter, Snoop Dogg, Season 16, Episode 20. Peter faceplants into a coma and, in true Quahog fashion, turns a brush with the afterlife into a variety show with theological guest stars.
Will Taylor Swift and Katy Perry ever reconcile their differences? What are you looking for?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking for the gay guy who can answer that one.
Between harp glissandos and divine roast sessions, the episode detours into a cutaway where Peter crosses paths with Snoop Dogg. Animated, unbothered, cool enough to lower the room's temperature by 3 degrees. He's voiced by the ever-flexible Kevin Michael Richardson, who nails that unhurried cadence that makes every syllable sound like it's leaning back in a lawn chair. The joke hinges on Peter's social superpower, confidently speaking a dialect he absolutely does not know. He tries to match Snoop's wavelength like a dad who just discovered the word vibe and immediately misuses it as a verb.
Hey, what's up? I'm Snoop Dogg. Know what I'm saying?
I do! But you don't, Peter. You don't.
You can practically see Peter's brain buffering while Snoop glides through the scene at 1 mile per hour, which for him is the speed of light. It's awkward, earnest, and perfectly calibrated for a guy whose resting state is secondhand embarrassment. What makes the cameo hum is the show's decision to treat Snoop less like a person and more like a natural force. He drifts in, everything gets cooler, then, poof, he's off to wherever the next beat is happening. Family Guy loves these gravity wells of celebrity. Drop a cultural planet into orbit and watch the griffins wobble around it. Meanwhile, the animation plays to Snoop's minimalism. Micro expressions, half lids, the kind of head nod that means both hello and we're done here. It's an affectionate roast, not a hit piece. The target isn't Snoop, it's Peter's eternal urge to perform fluency. The comedy isn't mean, just precise. Richardson's delivery does most of the lifting. Peter's flop sweat provides the rest. The contrast is the laugh. One character is jazz, the other is a kazoo at full blast. Best of all, the bit is a pressure valve for the episode's bigger swings about faith and purpose. Between questions like, why am I here and how do I live? The cutaway answers with a shrugging benediction, breathe. For a show that weaponizes whiplash, that's practically tenderness. The scene ends the way it begins. Snoop unfazed, Peter overextended, and when the cut snaps back to the coma plot, you're left with a lingering bass line and the memory of a polo-shirted man trying and failing to be chill. Married. With cancer, Kanye West voiced by Jay Faroa. Season 17, Episode 1. Season premiere energy. Brian falls headfirst into a love story. The episode ping-pongs from tender to sharp to tender again. And tucked inside is a Kanye cutaway.
It's gonna be crazier than whatever Kanye West is doing at this particular moment.
That detonates like a tabloid generator strapped to a casserole dish. We smash to a kitchen where animated Ye, brow furrowed, apron crisp, stands over a lasagna as if it's a concept album.
I'm giving this lasagna a massage while preparing to announce I'm joining ISIS. Thank you for your interest.
He's about to make an announcement so grand it could melt a publicist, and the voice is Jay Farrow, who nails the cadenced confidence to the syllable. It's not just sounds like Kanye, it's the carriage, the pause before decree, the history is happening in this room oxygen. The gag mirrors the episode's heartbeat. Brian is sprinting toward a life-defining choice because the feeling is loud and the clock won't shut up. The cutaway riffs on a figure who treats every passing notion like it deserves a marble plaque. Different stakes, same impulse. Act first, tidy the press release later. Family Guy loves this kind of echo, use a celebrity cameo as a tuning fork for the plot's frequency, and the resonance here is perfect. You can practically hear the tweet being drafted off screen. Pharaoh's red locks in the last click. Great impressions aren't only audio, they're posture. The lines arrive like pronouncements even when they're about pasta, head tilt, sermon tempo, cosmic certainty applied to bechamel. The animation plays along, treating the lasagna like it's receiving a keynote address. It's a tiny opera staged on a countertop. Then, as quickly as it arrived, the moment evaporates. The show respects its own timing, setup, proclamation, absurdity, blackout. No lingering, no morale lecture, just a sharp cameo that textures the episode without hijacking it. By the time we're back with Brian, the aftertaste remains. In Quahog, a B-plot romance and a lasagna adjacent, Ye can coexist and somehow feel coherent. That's the Family Guy trick. Turn a cutaway into a chorus, let it echo while the story keeps walking. Bookie of the Year, Jay-Z, Season 15, Episode 2. Chris suddenly morphs into a mound of teenage potential, an unhittable arm with the attention span of a vending machine. And Peter does what Peter does, finds a way to bet on it.
I bet you $100 that fat slob strikes this kid out.
Ha! You're on!
Between wagers and red sauce wisdom at Frank Sinatra Jr.'s place, the episode swerves into a cutaway that recreates the infamous Jay-Z Solange elevator moment.
Hey, that's gonna leave a mark. That's from a movie. So you girls traveling with your dad here?
Family Guy's move is classic. Rebuild the cultural diorama, plop Peter in the middle, and let him say the one line that would get you banished from any respectable PR plan. Watch the suit.
Hey, don't kick him, muddy shoes. He's got a white suit on.
It's audacious, cringy, and exactly the show's comfort zone. The elevator footage isn't just news, it's a fossilized GIF in the museum of the internet. Family Guy understands how a single frame can become communal memory, so it treats the scene like a shoebox diorama in 6th grade science class, and then punts a griffin through it. Jay-Z isn't there as a character so much as an icon silhouette. The joke lives in the mismatch between tabloid heat and Peter's Costco-level priorities. High drama, low stakes, tuck survival, boom, that's the laugh. And it's fast. Set the scene, spark the recognition, drop Peter, exit on a thud and a chuckle. The economy is flexible. In a season stuffed with set pieces and musical detours, this bit is a surgical strike. No moral, no epilogue. Just a sharp elbow to a cultural bruise before the story slides back to baseball and bookies. It's the show's thesis in miniature. Life is chaos. Celebrity is wallpaper. And somewhere in the crossfire, a middle-aged man will beg you not to scuff his lapels. Sometimes the shortest jokes leave the longest shadows, especially when the punchline arrives between floors. Total Recall, P. Diddy, Season 11, Episode 18. Even if you've never noticed how many photos exist of Diddy with his mouth slightly open, Family Guy has, and now you can't unsee it. In Total Recall, a simple Stewie-Josh-Brian exchange about a toy giraffe.
His mouth is always open like P. Diddy.
Well, what do you mean?
You ever notice how in every photo of P. Diddy his mouth is hanging open?
Well, actually, Diddy hired a guy to close his mouth for him.
Spirals into a cutaway, revealing that Diddy hires someone to literally close his mouth for him. Like a personal body man, but for lips. The helper is late because of traffic.
Sorry I'm late.
Which is either the most Los Angeles line ever written, or the most Family Guy line ever written. Probably both. This is the show's purest alchemy. Take a micro-observation, inflate it to absurd literalism, tag it with a mundane excuse. The Diddy bit doesn't move the plot. It flavors the world. Family Guy's best jokes don't always aim for a belly laugh. They aim for that slow grin where you realize the writers noticed something you didn't and built a whole Rube Goldberg machine out of it. After this, every red carpet photo of Diddy becomes a "Where's the mouth guy?" puzzle. It also showcases the series' long-running love affair with celebrity logistics. Quahog is a place where famous people exist just off-screen, attended by comically specific staffers. There's a world where Diddy's entourage includes a lips wrangler, and Family Guy simply gives him a late pass. Baby Got Black, Eminem, Season 12, Episode 18. Chris falls for Pam, Jerome's daughter, and Jerome reacts like a dad who just caught a raccoon rifling through his fridge. Lots of yelling, zero listening. Peter, ever the diplomat with a helmet made of ham, decides to fix racial tension with a musical number.
Eminem and Justin Bieber too.
The result is Thank the Whites, a crooner-style montage where Peter lists good things. White people contributed to society while the show gleefully undercuts him with cutaways and side-eye. It's crass, catchy, and pure Quahog logic. The number appears in Season 12, Episode 18, Baby Got Black. Mid-song, Peter tosses off the line, "We gave you Eminem and Justin Bieber too."
We gave you Eminem and Justin Bieber too.
And the screen snaps through examples like an over-caffeinated PowerPoint. The gag is quick, blink, and you'll miss it, but unmistakable. Slim Shady is enlisted as proof of white benevolence, immediately undercut by the next lyric about how they dress and try to talk like you. It's a 1-2 punch that collapses a decade of culture wars into a single rim shot. No dialogue from M, no guest voice, just the show using his image as cultural shorthand, and then sprinting to the next setup. On paper, it's simple. In practice, it's the writers juggling chainsaws. They're skewering Peter's clueless hubris, winking at the never-ending argument over cultural borrowing, and poking the Eminem discourse, all while keeping the beat. The song itself, an old-school lounge pastiche, makes the satire land softer. The smoother Peter sings, the rougher the implications get.
For all this awesome, neat, wonderful stuff, you know you don't thank the Lord.
It's that Family Guy sweet spot where a jaunty melody carries a joke sharp enough to pop a parade balloon. And the band plays on. What sells the moment is speed. The show understands that Eminem's silhouette is cultural shorthand. You don't need a monologue when a half-second cutaway can deliver the thesis. The lyric does the heavy lifting, the visual hits the recognition switch, and we're already on to Taylor Swift, J. Crew, and a battalion of yoga moms. That pace is the point. Family Guy's comedy engine is a conveyor belt. Load the reference, stamp it with irony, send it along before anyone can file an HR complaint. As a cameo, it's more like a drive-by. Iconic, uninvited, and already gone by the time your brain yells, "Was that Eminem?" But it fits the episode's theme. Jerome's objection is personal and protective. Peter's response is to universalize the problem into a ridiculous ledger of cultural IOUs. Dropping Eminem into the montage lampoons that instinct, counting celebrities as receipts for virtue, while acknowledging the messy cross-currents that made Eminem famous in the first place. By the time the chorus swells, "Thank the whites. You know you don't thank the Lord, you thank the whites." The joke has looped back on itself, and the Eminem flash sits there like a tiny, efficient grenade. It's not there for applause, it's there for the aftertaste. You laugh, wince, maybe hit rewind, and then remember why Quahog is America's least safe place to be a metaphor. Quahog's VIP door stays half open, and hip-hop keeps wandering through. Kneecap anthems, elevator dioramas, divine chill breaks. These cameos work like seasoning, a shake, a grin, the scene tilts. Which one did we speed past? Who should drop in next? Missy, Tyler, Doja, someone stranger? Pitch your dream cutaway, pick the soundtrack, and let's keep the beat rolling until Quahog surprises again.